Hey crew, this week's video clip is an easy one. This is just a little solo exercise to strengthen up your top wrist lock and double wrist lock. You know, this ESP Raw 138, we got top wrist locks and double wrist locks from tons and tons of angles. And for the most part, we'll be using that X factor to use your entire center of mass to rein that thing in. Usually, if you're getting to not play against the glove, you can get some tweaks on the wrist, not have to use as much strength. But sometimes, as we're playing off the glove for a rule set, we're actually hook it up in the wrist. Anyway, you take a look at that raw, you see what we're talking about. But we know when we're setting up a top wrist lock, a double wrist lock, the grip is always going to be that figure 4 grip. But often what happens whenever you get someone who's really good about getting their counter in, they're going to be stretching that arm out at the same time they're hitting their bridge, really shooting that thing away. We know we're going to be using our center of mass to bring the thing in. We know we're going to be using our elbows to spike the head to bring everything closer. It also helps to have a little bit of specific strength to get that into play. So this little bit of an exercise to get you there. Forgive me if I'm doing this with the offhand here, a little bit of a Spartan injury prevents a little bit of twist off this forearm. We know we're going to basically do an assisted one-arm pull-up, and not a one-arm chin, because we know if we all turn this hand around and grab right here, usually there's a tendency the body will spin with you, so if I give an underhand grip the wrist, pull up. That's a fairly easy motion that all of us are capable of doing. Not to say we're not capable of this next one, but by keeping the hands flipped into our actual figure 4 grip, the motion becomes way harder, because we know that's the difference between a chin up and a pull up. So you're going to take that over grip in the bar like a pull up, and then grab your own wrist just like you would for doing your double wrist lock, your top wrist lock grip. Then from there you're going to pull from your dead hang up to chin to over bar position. Hook up and pull. And back down. Now often what will happen is going to be a little bit harder than your chin up position. One thing that will help you if you're having a problem pulling multiple reps out of this, there's a tendency to focus too much on the gripping arm, and you come down with an 80-20 differential. You'll be doing most of your pull with 80% of the arm here and only a 20% pull here. If you're really thinking hard, just like you would when you're setting up your double or top wrist lock, you don't want the one that's controlling the attacking the wrist to be doing the majority of the work. You want to have a 50-50 differential on this. So at the same time I'm thinking about pulling here, I'm just as hard thinking about giving this outward pull on this with my support wrist. So my secondary wrist. This is the primary hand, secondary hand. I'm thinking about pulling both elbows down. So when you hook up, grab, think about pulling just as hard with both elbows, and that gives you what you need. So when you don't have a partner around to help you reel those things in, go over there, grab the bar, make sure it's not an under grip, go with your over grip, and see if that cures what ails you, then apply that and run that through the drills that we're running on 138. Should be good to go.